Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this August 21st, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Monday out there so far. Everybody has a great Monday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. And also the storm reports that came in this afternoon. And also, we're going to take a look at the National Hurricane Tropical Weather page at the end of this broadcast. So stick around to the entire video and do not miss a beat of this forecast. And let's go ahead and get the show on the road there, folks. But before we do that, if you're a new viewer and you have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button today, and you're in. You get my forecast twice per day. I would greatly appreciate it if you smash that subscribe button for me. I would love to have you aboard. That way you can keep abreast of the latest weather forecast from the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel. Alrighty. And also don't forget to like these videos and also share these videos on any social media network. You're welcome to do that, so that way more people get a chance to view my forecast. I would greatly appreciate that as well. Alright, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks, and we'll start off here in Canada and we'll work our way around. Alright, we got quiet conditions up here in portions of Quebec, Canada, through Montreal, Toronto, Canada, portions of southern Canada, portions of southwestern Canada as well. A little bit of dry weather expected for portions of Washington State and Oregon. Also down towards San Francisco, Los Angeles, up in the portion of Nevada, down toward the Gulf of California, and also into southern and central and southern portions of Mexico. We got dry conditions expected over portions of Montana, over the North and South Dakota. Also into Minnesota as well. Also toward Denver, Colorado, down toward Dallas and Houston area. Also toward the Atlanta metro area, down into portions of northern central Florida, through the Carolinas, all the way over to Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Boston, New Hampshire, Maine, all the way over to Montreal and Toronto, Canada as well. We got showers and thunderstorms down there across portions of the eastern Carolinas, also up here in portions of South Canada, Southeast Canada, and also in the portions of the Great Lakes region around Lake Erie and Lake Superior. Also up and around Michigan, down toward Chicago, Illinois, and also into Wisconsin as well. We got showers and storms right along the Canadian border from portions of Montana all the way up toward Vancouver, Canada. Showers over here in portions of northwest Canada. Seattle, Washington, you get some showers and storms all the way back into portions of Oregon, also in northern California, and also portions of western Nevada. Also through Idaho and also into West Virginia. Wyoming. I don't know why I said that, but Wyoming, excuse me. But anyway, down into Utah, also in the port of Colorado, down into New Mexico, also Arizona. Also into southern Texas, also down into northern Mexico, also into the Gulf of Mexico with tropical depression number 9, which will become tropical storm Harold. Should be sometime later tonight or early tomorrow morning, and then make a run into portions of South Texas. Down here in South Texas, where you see the red slashed area, heavy rain and flash flooding possible in that region. Same over here in portions of Utah and also in Wyoming, and also over here in portions of Oregon, also in the Montana, Washington State, and Idaho as well for your Tuesday. Alright, let's move on to your Wednesday forecast. We got quiet conditions over portions of Quebec, Canada, down toward Montreal, also in the portions of Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. Also portions of southern Canada, back towards southwestern Canada. Also, we got dry conditions expected over portions of Washington State, over to Montana, Idaho, Oregon, down to San Francisco, Los Angeles, Gulf of California, portion of northwestern and central portion of Mexico as well. Dry conditions expected over here from portion of Virginia to the Carolinas, toward Atlanta, Georgia, all the way back toward Dallas and Houston area, Texas, toward Denver, Colorado, and the portion of Nebraska, also into portion of Iowa, and also into Wisconsin as well, and the Montana, Wyoming, and Kansas and Missouri region as well. Alright, we got showers and storms over in portions of Vancouver, Canada, around Seattle. Also over here in portions of Idaho and Montana. Also again over in South Dakota, back through Wyoming, Utah, also into Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, northern and northeastern Mexico, down to the Gulf of Mexico as well. Also across Louisiana into southern Georgia, through much of Florida, down toward the Florida Keys, including Miami area as well. All right, showers and storms up here in portions of Pennsylvania, toward Toronto, Canada, toward Chicago, Illinois, also into Michigan, also toward Lake Superior, Lake Erie, also over toward Minnesota, North Dakota, and right on the Canadian border from portions of northeast Montana, all the way over to Toronto, Canada, as well for showers and storms in your area for Wednesday. All right, weather radar time across the nation. As you can see here, we got some showers over here around Lake Superior, also in the portion of Minnesota, also through Winnipeg, Canada, just south of Regina, Canada, also in across southern Canada, back in the portion of northwest Montana, through Idaho, eastern Washington State. Also again over here in portions of Wyoming, just north, let's see, around Salt Lake City, Utah, over towards Oregon, also towards Sacramento, San Francisco, just east of Las Vegas, towards Phoenix and Tucson, Arizona, northern Mexico, just east of El Paso as well, in the New Mexico, around the Denver area also as well, for scattered showers and storms. Let's move on down a little further to the south, southern Texas. So anybody from Houston to San Antonio, and also over towards Monterrey, Mexico, and also Torreño, Mexico, and Chihuahua, Mexico. You're going to get in on some of this shower and thunderstorm activity from what will become Tropical Storm Harold later on tonight or on Tuesday morning. Also, we got scattered showers over here, portions of just west of Tampa, also over here towards Havana, Cuba as well. Also some down toward the Bahamas and also toward Miami, Florida. We got some showers and storms also down towards San Juan, Puerto Rico, and also toward the Dominican Republic. This is coming off of Tropical Storm Franklin in your vicinity. So anybody in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and also toward the Santo Domingo. Finally got it out there, folks. But anyway, if you live in that area there, expect Tropical Storm Franklin to affect your region coming up sometime on Tuesday, maybe later tonight into Tuesday, bringing showers and storms to your region there. All right, let's move on to an advisory map for your location across the nation. All right, as you can see here, we got some tropical storm warnings over here, portions just south of the Bahamas. Gale warnings along portions of South Florida, also toward the Florida Keys. Also, we got more tropical storm warnings over here in the Gulf of Mexico and also over into portions of South Texas. All right, and the orange areas here, this is heat advisory extending from portions of Georgia, the Panhandle of Florida, over toward Mississippi, southern Louisiana, through to Tennessee, through portions of Indiana, also into Kentucky, also into Illinois, and also into portions of Wisconsin, also Minnesota, also South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, all the way back down in Oklahoma. If you see this here purple area here, the burgundy looking color, we got excessive heat warnings in effect for Texas, Louisiana, all the way up to Arkansas, Missouri, all the way up to Minnesota, also over toward Illinois, also into Kentucky, and also Indiana, also into Wisconsin as well, also into South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, also in Oklahoma as well. Also the lighter pink areas here in Texas, also over here in Mississippi, also over here in portions of Wyoming and Colorado. That's red flag warnings in effect. A wildfire can escape in quickly in these areas as well. South Texas got a hurricane statement there. Got some special weather statements for West Texas. Also a couple counties there in Arizona. One county there in New Mexico. We got some flood watches in effect for portions of northern Arizona, southern Utah, much of Nevada, also up into Oregon, also into portions of Idaho and Montana. We got some high wind watches in effect and wind advisories over portions of Montana, also into Idaho and into portions of Utah. Flood warnings in effect for around the Reno, Nevada area there as well. Flood watches also in effect for portions of California and north central California as well, and also portions of Oregon. We got those wildfires still going in Washington State with air quality in Washington State, North Carolina. All right, let's move on to the overview. Let me try to get back to the overview. Then we'll talk about the fire weather for today. All right. We got a marginal risk down in South Texas thanks to Tropical Depression 9, which will become Tropical Storm Harold. May bring some tornadoes down in that region. Also, we got a marginal risk over in Arizona all the way into ports of Montana, that is, and also Minnesota and Wisconsin as well. Any of these showers and storms, these are remnants of Hillary. Any of these storms still can produce a tornado and maybe some wind damage and maybe some large hail in some of the vicinities. All right, the convective outlook, the lighter green area, general thunderstorm vicinities, marginal risk in the darker green. Watches, currently none. MDS, nothing. May have a few more this afternoon and evening. Wind report, we had one that took place over here in portions of Wyoming and Utah. They took place down in southeast Arizona. So the total number as of this recorded, we had 5. All right, let's move on to the fire weather. There's that critical fire weather reports of Texas, elevated risk over Arizona. Louisiana into Texas, also over here in Colorado into Nebraska, Kansas, and also over in Wyoming as well. Hurricane Center. As you can see, we got Emily has dissipated, so no more advisories on Tropical Storm Emily. Gert has become a tropical depression, so we're going to start off with it at 5 p.m. this afternoon. The maximum power will finally dissipate. The minimum central pressure 1,008 millibars, and it was located near latitude 17.1 north, longitude 57.5 west. And the movement was to the west-northwest at 6 knots or 7 miles per hour. All right, let's take a look at tropical depression number 9, and then we'll get to Franklin, and then we'll take a look at the area over near the Cabo Verde Islands. All right, here's the tropical depression number 9 as of 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Maximum sustained winds 30 knots with gusts with maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure 1,008 millibars, located near latitude 25.2 north, longitude 91.6 west, and the movement was to the west at 16 knots or 18 miles per hour, and the track would take it currently in this direction across South Texas and also into northern Mexico. Gert will finally just dissipate pretty much about where it's at now. Now let's take a look at Franklin. This is the current advisory at 5 p.m. this afternoon. Maximum sustained winds 45 knots with gusts with maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure 1,002 millibars, located near 14.3 north, longitude 70.1 west, movement west at 4 knots or 5 miles per hour. All right, and Franklin is going to make this turn here. He's going to continue to the west, then to the northwest, and then go across the Dominican Republic, maybe Haiti, move out into the coastal waters, and like I said, we still got two directions this system can go. One still could turn it back to the southeast coast, one could head toward Bermuda, or one could take it on. Well, we got 3 directions this system could take. The system currently, the computer model, if you want to check it out, you can see what I looked at earlier this afternoon. Check out my video. Don't forget to check it out, and also subscribe to my channel if you like my weather forecast. Also go into here, and this is Bermuda right here. So Bermuda, southeast coast, or anybody in the open Atlantic water like fishes and stuff, would remain a fish storm if it did that. But anybody in Bermuda, in the southeast coast, need to keep an eye on Franklin, because it can make a turn back to the west and make a beeline for the southeast coast, or even anybody along the Atlantic coast from pretty much the Carolinas all the way up into Maine, even up toward Nova Scotia, also even up toward St. John's Island up here as well. All right, now let's take a look at the disturbance. This is 92L. Shower and thunderstorm over portions of the tropical eastern Atlantic are associated with a tropical wave. Environmental conditions appear gradually conducive for development of this system, and a tropical depression is likely to form later this week while it moves to the west-northwest across the eastern tropical Atlantic. Formation chance through 48 hours is 40%, and also the next 7 days is 70%. This looks to be I think Ina, something like that. I'll have to check out the pronunciation again and see if I can get it right again. All right. And the way this forecast track, the computer model, what I showed you earlier this afternoon, they go just like this here. I looked at the computer model, the GFS run earlier this afternoon. It takes this system across the tropical Atlantic like this, then moves it kind of like this, then kind of moves across the Bahamas, then across just north of Cuba and the portion of southern Florida, and then brings it over here toward the Panhandle of Florida, or either over here in the Big Bend region, Florida 1. So anybody, I'm still saying anybody from the, I'm going to say from New York State all the way down to the east coast of Florida, you need to pay attention to this one right here. This one right here could have some effect on the United States later on down the road. That would be about 10 to 15 days down the road. But things could change. But I'm just going to give everybody a warning, a heads up, that this system here, some of the computer models are hinting that this system here may head toward the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic coast. So, just want to give everybody a heads up on it. Stay tuned. I will continue to monitor this situation very closely and see which way this system goes. Could this system here go out like this? But right now, currently, there's a high pressure system about somewhere right in here. That's going to keep that thing moving back to the west. So if that high pressure ridge moves back to the west, it's going to keep that system going more westward than, it ain't going to let it turn. Also, there's a trough over here, I think, going to happen over here in the eastern United States. If that thing is, it's going to pull it inward over the southeastern United States or the Gulf of Mexico. One of the two. But I just want to give everybody a heads up that this system could possibly affect the United States sometime maybe in the next 10 to 15 days down the road. Or maybe a little earlier. So, I'll give everybody a heads up on it. Alright, but anyway, that's what some of the computer models are hinting at. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. And but stay with the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel as I give you more detail. Alright, well, have a great evening, everyone. Stay safe and take care. Hope everybody enjoyed the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Like I said, consider subscribing to the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel if you have not. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button today. And let's get the show on the road here, folks. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and we'll catch you back in the next video. Take care, and we'll catch you back in the next one. Have a great Monday evening.